Welcome to the Cooking Principle, Cooking with Kyle. Guess what? The sourdough starter is ready. So that means we are going to make some sourdough bread. Just kidding. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is add a half of a cup of our active starter. So that goes over in there in a bowl. To that, 1.5 cups of warm water. We're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of salt. And then 3.5 cups of unbleached all-purpose flour. Put that in there. And then we're just going to give it a mix. Mix it up real good. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is cover this up for about 20 minutes and let it sit there, and then we'll do the next part. All right, now it's time for us to do the stretch and folds. I'm just going to take my hands here and just kind of lightly work in there. We're going to take one side, and look, I've stretched it. Just going to go in the middle with it. Going to turn it one time. Same thing again. We'll do this 4 times. Press it. All right. Pull again. Then turn the last time. Stretch. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is cover this back up and let it sit for 20 minutes. We're going to do this a total of 3 times. All right, it's time for our second stretch and fold. Okay, just take the dough, pull it out, stretch, fold. Do it again, pull it out, stretch, fold. Do it again, pull it out, stretch, fold. One more time. Pull it out, stretch, and fold. All right, throw the cover back over it. We'll wait 20 more minutes and do our last one. All right, let's do our last stretch and fold. Okay, we are going to take the dough one more time. Stretch, fold, back in. Another one. This side. Stretch, fold. Okay. Stretch, fold. And one more. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to cover this up and let it sit overnight. And then tomorrow we will actually do some more things with the bread and put it together, put it in the oven, and we'll have some sourdough. First time making sourdough bread. Very proud. We'll see how it goes. All right, y'all, we're on day 2 of this sourdough journey. I don't know if I'm doing this right. I really don't care at this point. I just want to see what happens. Okay, so I have got my dough here and just lightly floured it on my stovetop. Got it all clean. So we're going to fold it in, turn it, okay? And then here's where we start to just kind of work it together, where it will hold its shape a little, get it into that ball shape. Okay, I've got this all in a ball. The next thing we're going to do is put it over here in a bowl. I do not have a proofing basket. You don't have to have one. Just line a smaller bowl with a tea towel or any kind of towel you have. I'm going to place the loaf over in there and let it proof for 1 more hour. While I'm doing that, I'm going to turn my oven on 450. I'm going to slide my Dutch oven in there so it can go ahead and be warming up, and we're going to do that for an hour. Okay, let it set an hour, and I have the Dutch oven ready. So now I'm just going to score it. I do not have a scorer, but I have a very, very sharp knife. And I'm just gonna score it with an X on the top. Okay, and then my Dutch oven is still very, very hot. I'm going to put this over in there on some parchment paper. We're going to close the lid, and we're going to bake this on 450 for 30 minutes and then 425 for 10 minutes. Y'all are not going to believe this. All that fuss over sourdough. Look, it turned out probably not the best, but I'm so proud. This was a 21-day process, y'all. And look, beautiful bread that we can eat with our dinner tonight. I've got chicken, got some fried squash and onions and zucchini and boiled cabbage, and we're gonna have a slice of sourdough. Hope you try it soon.